every year I try to do something with okra because so many people tell me, oh, I don't like it, I don't like it. But if you go to the salad bar, you will discover that at least half of the pickled okra is always gone. So there are other people out there that like okra besides me. So today I'm doing okra and potatoes, believe it or not. I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I have red potatoes, left the skin on, just washed them up good, scrubbed them good. That's 2 fairly medium to small potatoes. And then I have either half of a very large onion or 2 medium onions, yellow onions, and 1 clove of garlic. And we're going to let those saute just until the potatoes start to turn brown. So from that standpoint, it's a little bit like fried potatoes. You can see the potatoes have started to brown, the onions started to brown. You want to stir this enough so that it keeps it moving, so that the garlic doesn't get too well done, but you can definitely let it sit for a fair amount of time and do other things to it. I'm going to add to this a half a teaspoon of salt, and then a couple of little bit unusual ingredients. I've got a half a teaspoon of turmeric. Now the thing to remember about turmeric, if you've never made pickles, it's often used in pickles and it gives a lot of color. It also stains very, very easily, so that you want to make sure that you either have an apron or clothing that you're not particularly fond of, because it will stain it. It will also stain cooking equipment if you're using white cooking equipment, and it never comes out of a white spoon like this one. It will be that color forever. It can also do a job on countertops, so just be cautious a little bit with it. Also to this, I'm adding a half of a medium jalapeno pepper that's been chopped up fairly well. Now I had great big jalapeno peppers, so I'm using a half of a jalapeno pepper, and this of course is going to depend on your own preference, so get that stirred in there. And then finally I've got a pound of okra. Now the okra you don't want to wash until you're ready to use it, and you want to go ahead and take off the caps for this particular one and slice it. Okra pods should be somewhere between 2, 3, 4 inches long. If they get much longer than that, then they're going to start getting real tough on you. This again, we're just going to stir together and come back from time to time and stir it until the potatoes are as tender as we'd like, until also the okra is heated through. We don't really have to do a lot of cooking for the okra, and if you don't like that mucilaginous texture to okra, you want to make sure that you cook it very, very little. Just make sure that it is just heated through and not truly cooked. Another alternative to this in the wintertime, you could definitely use frozen sliced okra. Notice how beautiful this looks. We've cooked it long enough for the okra to get hot and for the color to really come out against that yellow. Now, I have never believed that people truly eat because food is healthy. I believe that people eat food that tastes good, and then you make it so that that food that tastes good is also healthy. Okra has that benefit. To me, it really tastes good. And this one, with the different colors and the different textures, with the softness of the potato and the crispness still in the okra, really, really is flavorful. And then you have the added benefit that this is really high in nutrition. It's very high in fiber and high in folic acid. So I think you're going to like this. It's simply okra and potatoes. For Oklahoma Gardening, this is Barbara Brown.